Each player gets a player board, a player marker, 7 dice workers, and 3 coins. 7-Minute Dwarves is played over 7 rounds. Each round consists of the following 5 phases. First, excavate, then mine, third, market, fourth, hire, and finally, rest. Phase 1, excavate. Flip over the top cave card and put the gems shown on the card on their indicated spaces on the cave board. Phase 2, mining. The cave board has 7 different colors of gems that you can mine during the mining phase. Each gem has a certain combination of dice that need to be rolled in order to collect that gem. The purple gem requires 1 dice to be showing a 1, whereas the red gem requires 6 dice to be showing a 6. Players simultaneously begin rolling their dice. They set aside some and re-roll the others until they get the combination of the gem they want to take. This continues until a player has used all their dice or they choose to stop. Once a player is done mining, they may leave the cave by placing their player marker on the lowest available lantern space on the cave board. The first player to leave the cave also flips over the timer to give every other player 30 more seconds before they must leave the cave. Phase 3, market. Going in turn order, players have 3 options during the market phase. First, they may sell any gems for the value indicated on the cave board. Second, players may craft an item. To do this, they return the shown gems on the jewelry token back to the supply. They then take the token and add it to their player board. Anytime a player takes a jewelry token, another of the same type is immediately replaced onto the board. There are 3 types of jewelry, and collecting 1 of each type will give you 5 bonus points at the end of the game. The third option a player has is to save gems between rounds. Each round they may save up to 1 gem by placing it on their player board to use in future rounds. Phase 4 is the hiring phase. Once again in player order, players take turns hiring 1 worker from the available supply. To do this, a player chooses the worker they would like to hire, returns the value of coins to the supply, and takes that card and adds it to their player board. The cost for that worker is shown at the bottom right. On the bottom left is the level die you get to collect when you hire that worker. You take that die from the supply and add it to your crew. There are 3 level die you can take: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 dice have the values 1 through 6. The level 2 die has the value 1 through 5, as well as a wild. And the level 3 dice have values 1 through 4 and 2 wild sides. Some workers have special abilities that may be activated during certain phases as shown on the top of each of the crew cards. This one, for example, lets you carry an additional gem in between rounds. Phase 5 is the rest phase. First, players return their player markers from the board to their player board. Any crew cards that weren't hired in the previous round are put into the discard pile, and new crew member cards are dealt from the top of the deck equal to the number of players. These crew cards are available to be hired in the next round. Any gems remaining on the cave board stay there and are available to be mined in future rounds. Players move their dice workers off into the mining area and return to the excavate phase for the next round. Once you have flipped over the last excavation card, that triggers the last round. The last round is played as normal, except you skip the hiring phase. After the last round, players calculate their overall wealth by adding up the value of all the coins they collected and the value of all the items that they have crafted. Remember to get 5 bonus points if you have 1 of each type. The player with the highest score wins.